So quite a few companies have come up with this balancing vehicles, balancing. We can build a project which is balancing toys. So how is this balancing happening? The balancing happens because of angular momentum being conserved. So based on this principle, whatever vehicles and whatever things that we see, they have been built. So the basic idea is that once something starts spinning, it is hard to make it stop. For example, if you have a ceiling fan or bicycle wheel, so basically if you are on a bicycle, if we ignore the resistance as in frictions around, they'll continue to spin until unless you have an external torque which is non-zero. And that's true. So if there's no external torque, the spinning will never stop. Okay, so that's the gist over here. And the statement now. So law of conservation of angular momentum states that the total angular momentum of the system is constant in both magnitude and direction if the resulting external torque acting on the system is zero. That is, if the system is isolated, then we will see that it keeps rotating, it goes on and on. It won't stop. Where do we see this? Think about a scenario wherein we get to see this. And the math is quite simple. See, since the torque is zero, I've written it already actually. Since the torque is zero, so torque is dl by dt, rate of change of momentum, right? Force. So that will be zero, and for this to be zero, L has to be constant. Simple, straightforward math. Okay, I'm more excited about the application. The math is quite simple. It's just a simple, 3-step. That's it, maximum. But the application is quite wonderful. So planetary motion, star formation, helicopter, bicycle stability, helicopter stability, satellite control, Earth rotation, all of this we can relate it to, or it comes back to law of conservation of angular momentum. So when it comes to planetary motion, we have seen this actually. When the Earth is or any planet is near its given star, it moves faster compared to when it goes away. Right? You can see this. Is it not, guys? I mean, that's the animation, but yeah, I made it. But point is, that's true. And it can be explained with your conservation over here. Okay, so you need to read the text and do it yourself, understand yourself. I'm not going to the details. Star formation, here too, I would want you guys to look at this, as in I was not able to make the animation for this. Of course, it's out of my hand. It's kind of complex. At least to make it look wonderful, So web search this, it's pretty good. Star formation and how it ends up spinning, and you can look for something called as pulsating star. Even that's with that, there are quite a few discoveries made. I think it was quite some time back, but not that long though. Maybe a year or two back, and I don't know, I read something about pulsating stars on something, I forgot. Anyways, helicopters, they balance out. If not for the back, this motor per se, this blades per se at the back, the helicopter will be spinning out. So that's important for stability. If you've seen, action movies wherein the blade at the back gets hit, the helicopter starts spinning. I hope you guys have seen that. So it's because of, again, conservation of angular momentum. So you can see that it's so applicable, we have seen this many times. Forget about all of that, bicycle stability. So if you're on a bicycle and you start pedaling, I don't know if you guys know the feeling, it might be quite some time back. Initially, when you start pedaling, you might feel that you might fall. If you don't pedal well, yeah, there's a tendency that you will fall. There are games wherein you have to balance yourself and go slow, and the person who reaches the last wins the bicycle race, right? That it is again on conservation of angular momentum. So satellites are controlled, the rotation and the angle and stuff, it's controlled with the same principle. And finally, Earth rotation. So the sad part is, as and when our ice is melting, there's of course a lot of devastation, and of course the cause is, yeah, global warming and stuff. But another consequence of this is you get to see a bit lengthier day. Okay, there's few, I don't tell millisecond or microsecond or a second or a minute. It's not a minute, I guess. Is added to the day. Anyways, I don't know the exact number that you guys can search. So yeah, the application is wonderful. And again, we can build things using conservation of angular momentum, which looks magical. Self-balancing vehicles, right? So all of that is possible with conservation of angular momentum.